Content warning: the following article contains spoilers for the Disney Plus show She-Hulk. The ongoing Disney Plus series She-Hulk, Attorney at Law depicts the superhero's origin story and adventures as a unique attorney. There have already been several witty, funny, and unforgettable lines from Jennifer Walters herself and other characters like Bruce Banner and even Runa. Whether it's her declaration about her normal amount of rage or her expression of annoyance about her superhero name, there's more than one quote from the show that's bound to stick in viewers' minds. As fans eagerly wait for the newest episode of the show, it's the perfect time to delve into some of the best lines from the series so far. No, a normal amount of rage. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. The relationship between Jen and her cousin Bruce is forever changed after the accident that turns her into a Hulk. Bruce immediately knows what he has to do. He isolates her and begins a brutal training regimen to get her used to her new abilities. One of the most important parts of being a Hulk is learning to control one's emotions, and Bruce tests Jen in this aspect in hilarious ways. Aside from almost allowing her to be crushed by a machine, he also uses an air horn to rudely wake her up. Her gut-busting response to Bruce's question about if she has no overwhelming feelings of rage rightly ends up becoming the title for the episode. Spandex is your best friend. Bruce Banner, Hulk. A humorous exchange between Jen and Bruce ensues after he asks her who her best friend is, which she automatically answers by saying, Nikki. That's apparently the wrong response, as Bruce makes a funny imitation of a buzzer sound before helpfully informing her that Spandex is her best friend now that she's a Hulk. Jen does end up needing a whole new wardrobe to withstand her constant transformations, especially after being demanded to appear only as She-Hulk at work. On that note, Nikki also proves that she's a good best friend by knowing that she should help Jen remove her shoes before she turns into She-Hulk. It kinda feels like if I don't transform, I am gonna die. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. Before Jen can be the powerful She-Hulk, she has to learn to control her abilities with Bruce's help. He doesn't exactly have the safest training methods, with one stressful scene showing how he endangers Jen by forcing her transformation with a dangerous machine. Jen is understandably terrified and thinks she's gonna die, as the machine traps her in a small space. She's then totally enraged when she transforms and wrecks Bruce's lab equipment. It's the price he has to pay for not even giving her a warning about the bizarre training equipment. I am great at controlling my anger. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. A now iconic scene highlights the difference between Bruce's experience when he first became the Hulk and Jen's seemingly effortless control over her new powers. When Bruce explains that they have to make sure of Jen's ability to tolerate the stress and regulate her emotions, especially her anger, it only makes his cousin scoff. Jen points out that she controls her anger all the time, and gives examples of how she does it pretty much every day, when she's catcalled in the street, or when incompetent men explain her own area of expertise to her. It's a relatable but sad statement about the harsh reality that she has to face. I'll spend the rest of the year worrying about what I said. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. Part of what has made She-Hulk such a funny character is the way she breaks the fourth wall to share her personal thoughts about a situation. One of the side-splitting instances she does this is when she says something awkward to her new boss, which prompts her to tell the audience about how she'll worry about what she just said for the rest of the year. So far, Jen has shown that she's an incredibly relatable character, especially in the way she's handling her Hulk abilities. She makes mistakes and can make witty jokes about them, which make her even more likable with each new episode. I am a completely different person now, literally. Bruce Banner, Hulk. When Jen tells Bruce about Emil Blonsky's case, she says she won't do it if he's not comfortable with it considering their messy past. Bruce shrugs it off and reminds her how that fight was so many years ago, and he's a completely different person now. The fact that he adds, literally, makes the comedic line a clear reference to the 2008 movie, The Incredible Hulk, where the fight Bruce is alluding to happened. His remark about being completely different is a funny nod to the fact that the Hulk was played by another actor back then. They are my better eights. Emil Blonsky, Abomination. The storyline centered on Emil Blonsky's parole hearing is supported by the inmates, soulmates, who he met through the prison pen pal program. The 7 women he calls his better eights do seem genuinely in love with him, and Jen uses their romance to argue how Emil will have financial and emotional support once he's released. That argument, along with a witness claiming that Emil got his fellow prisoners making prison kombucha instead of wine, certainly worked with the parole board. It's a big win for Jen, especially considering it's her first case with her new firm. It just so happens to be a bizarre one. And a map to the best bathroom for pooping. Augustus Pug Pugliese, one of the few colleagues Jen has met in her new office, is the amiable Pug, who brings her and Nikki a useful, welcome basket on their first day. Aside from office supplies and snacks, Pug gives them a map to the best bathroom for pooping, which is a thoughtful and humorous welcome gift. Pug has also shown that he's a competent lawyer, as he's assigned to a tricky case involving a devious light elf who defrauds Dennis Bukovsky by posing as Megan Thee Stallion. Pug brilliantly uses Jen's description of her former colleague Dennis being arrogant and gullible to win the case. Your Honor, Asgard is not a place, it is a people. Runa. When she finally faces the judge for her hilarious crime, the light elf Runa tries to claim diplomatic immunity by quoting Thor. Her claim that Asgard is not a place predictably fails to convince the annoyed judge, though, who responds by saying, Thor's inspirational speeches are not admissible in court. The cunning character is not exactly the smartest one in the series, as she soon makes her case unwinnable by impersonating the judge in plain view of everyone in court. Thor would not be proud of her embarrassing attempts at scamming others. Now, whether I like it or not, I am forever She-Hulk. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk. After her win with Emil's case, Jen seems to take her advice by agreeing to give an interview and taking control of the narrative in the press. This inevitably leads to a question about why she named herself She-Hulk, which she quickly clarifies by recounting how some random guy on the news came up with it after thinking about it for, like, 2 seconds, but it stuck. Her nonchalant statement about how she's forever She-Hulk alludes to a bigger storyline that's brewing in the background. She'll have to embrace her new identity and abilities if she hopes to defeat whoever is trying to take her blood, as they likely won't be using it for anything good.
With a gentle touch, you tell me what all love I have to say.